When I first met As Samad for a Concrete Jungle interview, we spent a lot of time talking about our careers and about our passion. That's when I got to the question about his routine, about how he go about his life's work, about moving from one gig to another. That's how we started the project. You see, as a professional performer, he needed to carry along his equipment, bus, train, or automobiles, and sometimes even planes. He's constantly faced with elements of our world: rain, sun, bad traffic, and to be lugging around equipment that would weigh an elephant, it makes things a whole lot more complicated. My objective was to derive from bags to lessen his worry of carry fails, leaving him with more to focus about his music, about his art.
It's all wrapped up. Look what's inside. I feel like I'm making one of those like, it's my birthday! Whoa! Pimped up. It totally will go together. Say hello to your brother. Ah! My name is As Samad. I'm a composer, guitarist, educator, and I gig and perform in Kuala Lumpur and tour internationally, as well as teach from my home studio via Skype and in-person lessons as well. I've been playing music for, let me figure this out, it's been 15 years professionally, 17 years been playing music. And it's been quite a journey. I grew up in KL, and then moved to the U.S. Was studying in Berklee College of Music in Boston, and then did my master's at San Jose State University in Silicon Valley. And I've been back for about a year and a half in KL doing music professionally here. So my job involves a lot of performances, and when I'm performing, I always have to carry either one or two guitars, quite bulky volume pedal, a DI box, DI box for my guitar, just to plug it into the PA system. So that's a big thing as well. I have my MacBook. I always carry like tons of paper, loose paper, books. I always have one book, and whenever I'm performing locally, I always bring my own amp. And the amp with the power supply, the power cable, and cables. I have tons of cables. I have like 2 guitar cables that I carry with me. They're purple, so I can see them anywhere. I used to carry a free bag I got. I got this big black bag because it was the biggest bag I had, and I had all this equipment. It's all very heavy. And before that, I was just using whatever makeshift bag I had around. Sometimes things would fit, sometimes they won't fit, and I had to carry like a few bags around. So it was always makeshift. And then even with the amp, it came with a bag, but the bag was okay. It fit the amp, but it wasn't very comfortable. And since I rely on public transport so much, having a bag that's comfortable while standing in the midst of a lot of people in a very cramped spaces, and so you have to be quite mobile. So something durable, something very stable, something really comfortable is like super important. So the first green room bag I got was the Junk Monkey Heretic, and as soon as I got it, I put my laptop in, and then I had to go for a gig. And I remember I got the bag, and I had a gig. It was a string trio gig. It was with cello, violin, and guitar. And so I had this bag, and I put tons of music inside. I put my volume pedal, my DI pedal, extra cables, and there's a lot of stuff. I'm carrying it, and I remember the first thing I had was like, wow, it doesn't feel as heavy. It was just like super comfy. And then I had my amp bag on the side, and that's the moment I realized that, wow, this bag on my left side carrying the amp is so not comfortable. It kept slipping off, and the other bag was so comfortable. So it really solved my problem just because I was traveling, I was taking a cab, I was taking the LRT, and ever since then that's been my go-to bag. The Jamaki has been like my bag for everything. And when I got the new bag for the amp, I felt a kind of balance in my universe because now both sides of my shoulder are like holding all this equipment that I need. It's like, this is like daily life. This is things that I need to carry these things around, so I don't have much of a choice. But having the bags makes it easier to do work. So when your shoulders are not in pain, you're a bit more creative and you can perform longer. So it's super practical, and it's since no one else has the same color amp bag, it's pretty awesome. Someone said it was cheap. That was cool. When I perform, it could be in Ampang, it could be in KLCC. You know, I'll go to perform with the MPO at Dewan Philharmonic Petronas. I perform in No Black Tie, Alexis, Ampang, all these different venues. And even today here is in Bangsa. This is Sextine Gallery in Bangsa. So I'm constantly moving around because different places have, you know, for different rehearsals, for different gigs. And then internationally, I'm going to Singapore to perform at the Esplanade for the Mosaic Music Festival. And last year I was traveling in Europe, and this year as well, there's another tour in Europe. So a lot of traveling, a lot of time on the road. When I go for a jazz gig, for instance, and I have all this equipment, and then, you know, I'm just like getting off the cab and it's raining. And sometimes the cab, you know, because of KL traffic, you can't really stop exactly where you want. Sometimes you have to stop and like guerrilla run, like walk away or something. But now when I stop, I can just comfortably get off the cab and walk because I'm not too worried about the rain hitting me. I'm always concerned about my equipment. And I know that my equipment is going to be safe. So I can just casually walk to the gig. As long as I'm balanced, the equipment's balanced as well, and it's safe. So that kind of comfort it's nice because I make my living using all my equipment. So taking care of the equipment's really important. That's really amazing.